So this came from China, and I ordered it on Thursday, and today is Monday, and it already arrived that fast. So, and it has tracking, so you can track it all through China. Mine went through Hong Kong, and then through Cincinnati, and then here to Texas. So, really fast shipping. I have ordered from them before from a different seller who didn't use DHL. There's a free postal service one that takes sometimes 2 weeks, but still offers tracking. So let's go ahead and see what we have. So often they include freebies. These are free curling sticks, a free wig cap, and then my seller was Dreaming Queen Hair, so that's just a little thank you, and here's my seller information. So what I ordered was a lace closure and 2 hair bundles. This is supposed to be Virgin Remy hair. I think it is like quality 7A or something along those lines, and it is in like a dark natural kind of 1B. So what does this say? So it's 12 inches long. Oh, look at that color in Chinese. Awesome. So here's this parting out in natural light, but not direct sunlight. If you could see that it looks totally like your own scalp. Way better than any lace front. Silk-based closures are my favorite. So you would have to be really way up on you to be able to see any sort of fabric texture. And it's not arranged in a grid because the silk has finer holes than lace-based closures. So you can see very, very natural. Now let's go into the sunlight. Now we're going to look at the normal lace side of this by your ears, and you can see, as with any lace closure, that they're knots. Because dark hair, you just have knots. Even though you bleach them, you're still going to see a little bit at the bottom. And there is a definite grid pattern. So that is why I'm not a big fan of lace frontals, but silk-based frontals are awesome. Let's pull it into the sun a little, and you can see. Overall, I'm super, super happy with this purchase. I paid, I think, $93, which included shipping, 2 hair bundles, and 14-inch length of hair. And then this is a frontal that is 13 inches by 4 inches. So now we have the top side, and we'll look more closely at the hairline, which seems to be pretty nicely done. These are, of course, baby hairs hanging out in the front. And this is a free part, so there's no set part. You can part it anywhere. So here it is parted. It is trained to go straight back, but once you wash it, it will part to the side, or if you wet it. And we'll zoom in on the hairline. So pretty nicely done, and it is very dense. You could tweeze out to make a more defined part if you wanted, but I'm not really concerned with a ton of scalp showing. Try to really zoom in there so you can see. Now I've gotten other silk-based closures, and sometimes you can really see the grid of squares, how they hand knot them, but this one doesn't seem to have that obvious square. And that might be because they have washed it and pre-trained it out of those squares, or because it's so densely packed that you don't see it. So it's really, really high quality. I'm very impressed with how nicely this is done. And this hair is so soft, I almost don't want to dye it, but my hair is just not this dark. So when you brush these baby hairs back, you can see that there is a very slight curve to the hairline to make it more natural. And then these sides that go down by your sideburns also curve ever so slightly. So, pretty well done. All right, this is the lace base closure, or more accurately, a lace frontal with a silk base closure. And it's 14 inches, and it seems to be pretty nicely done. This area is silk, and then this is your traditional lace. And then these are baby hairs. The color of the lace is not too dark, so it should blend in with almost any skin tone. Or if you need it darker, it can be dyed with hair dye or fabric dye. I'll try to show you how nicely the hand knotting is done. So these are the sides by your ear. And you can see that there's no super obvious lines. And then you have the silk base and then more lace over here on the other side. All I'll say is this side seems slightly more, or I guess less dense than this side. But that might just be me. So I thought I would do a little bit on the hair bundles. They are natural human hair, and it is 2 of them that are 14 inches. And it is very silky, silky soft. Of course, that could be a coating of silicone, but it doesn't feel like it, so we'll see when I wash it how it fares. But it is pretty thick down to the tip. Some less reputable sellers will mix in rather short pieces of hair, but this is pretty thick, but not so thick that they just cut it, because you do want a little bit of a natural taper. So it's pretty thick down to about here, and then kind of that natural way that hair does. And it is a pretty good sized hair bundle for each one. I was impressed with that. And there's a good amount of hair. So you can see it's like this. I'll try to weigh this and put the weight down in the bottom. And you can see this color. It is about a 1B, and it can be dyed, so we're going to try that out as well, and hopefully that goes well.